Hey guys, it's Danielle here. This video is a requested video and I haven't really seen anything like it on YouTube as of yet. So I thought I would do it now that I'm back riding after my surgery, and yes, the horses are coming back into work and I'm coming back into work, and it's a good opportunity to show you how to get your horse on the bit. And I'm riding my pony Mikey for this because he is the hardest to get on the bit that I have access to, if you know what I mean. Okay, so throughout the video I'm just going to be explaining what I'm doing, and you can see what I'm doing and how Mikey responds to what I'm doing. So just take notice of Mikey's bit and especially my leg that you can see there. Don't worry about Mikey's tongue. If you've watched my other video with Mikey in it, you would know that his tongue is way too big for his mouth, and it's the size of a 17 hand horse's tongue in a 13 one hand pony, so it's a bit of a confirmation fault with him, but all the rest of him is good. We still love him. Okay, so you'll see here Mikey is now on the bit. So what I've done is I've kept my outside rein pressure constant and soft. Just through the change of direction, I take up my new outside rein, which is my left rein now, and again it's constant and soft. And through the change of direction I've got to start again because it's a new rein that Mikey has to submit to and a new side to go on the bit. Okay, so now you pay attention to my inside rein and my inside leg. You can see I'm giving and taking fairly quickly on my inside rein, but I'm not just give, take, you know. I'm doing it in time with what I feel he's doing. And my leg is just, say, keep moving forward. Just because I'm putting pressure on your mouth doesn't mean you should slow down. And Mikey's always pretty behind the leg, so I've got my spurs quite high here. It's actually where you're supposed to have your spurs, technically, but on Charlie, my warm blood mare, I wear them a lot lower because she's very sensitive. But Mikey, you know, he's an old pony, he knows what to do. He should be doing it, but he constantly pushes his riders to do the right thing. And when you're riding Mikey, you have to work if you want results. Okay, so I got a question on my other video. What do I mean by inside leg to outside rein? And I will explain that to you now. As we go into trot. So that's a pretty good beginning of our trot. Mikey's head isn't too high. He's pretty much on the bit. He is an old boy, so it takes a little bit to get all warmed up and loose. But the main thing is to keep your horse going forward through the first trot. Okay, so now that he's going forward nicely, just going to change direction. That's something Mikey really struggles with, is the change of direction and staying on the bit. But he did pretty good there, he's a good boy. Okay, comes a bit above. I just continue on with my inside leg. Always pushing him to my outside rein, which means my inside leg is on, as you can see, and he's sort of always bent around my inside leg. I am doing this on a circle. It's a lot easier on a circle to work on this. And just keep your outside rein as a very soft, spongy, constant pressure. Not a pulling pressure. You have to follow the movement of the horse's mouth. And you'll see there, that's another thing he really struggles with, is keeping his head down during the transitions. He likes to be an Arab Welsh, which is what he is, and stick his nose up. So here I'm just encouraging him to relax into the walk. You know, he's not doing a lot, and he just needs to learn that he can put his head down and relax while he's having a nice break for being such a good boy. Although he'd much prefer to stick his nose in the air and look around. Okay, so here we are starting up again after our nice walk break. And every time you have a break, which should be often, every time you pick your horse up after a break, you're pretty much starting again in the first stages of getting them on the bit. So you have to do everything the same as if you just got on them. So you can see my inside rein vibrating very quickly here. Mikey responds very well to that tiny little vibration. And then down his nose goes. Nice. And when he puts his head down, I say, that's what I want, by giving the inside rein. Then he gets reward for doing what we want. And just leave them alone with your inside leg. You'll see my inside leg is still here. He's nice and in frame, he's going forward enough. So I'm not pestering him when he's doing the right thing. Little vibration to remind him on the inside rein, and his head comes straight back down. That was a pretty average transition, but he's just coming back into work. Solid work. He hasn't had solid work since about 1.5 years, so he's doing a really good job cantering here. He's nice and round. His back leg is coming right underneath his centre of gravity, which means he's on the bit properly. It's just getting a bit resistant here. Put some pressure and he comes back down. So it's little vibrations on the inside rein. Keep your outside rein and push with your inside leg. That's good. Good boy. That was a pretty nice transition back to trot. You can see now he's a bit more willing to go forward now that he's had a canter, and our trot work will improve. 99% of horses have a better trot after they've cantered, so you can see he's really stretching down into the contact now and wanting to be on the bit. That's really nice. Speeds up a little there. Something he does. Change of direction, really struggles with this. Push him with your new inside leg, into the outside rein. You'll see that my inside rein's always changing. Sometimes it's loose. My outside rein is always nicely, softly feeling his mouth. And you'll also see, now that Mikey is comfortably on the bit, there's no tongue movement. And that was a good transition to Canter, so he gets a pat, which in turn releases the inside rein. Just enough to tell him that's a good boy, that's what we want. That was a better transition to trot. Good boy. See, he's nice and down with his nose, not in with his nose, down with his nose, like that, perfect. Stretching down, and he did very well. So I dropped my reins, and Mikey knows whenever I drop my reins, just to come back to a walk. Just dropped my reins and I gave him a big pat. So I hope that helped. If I didn't explain it well enough, I'm sorry, but I'm new to this, talking on the microphone and watching my videos at the same time, trying to explain to you what I'm doing. It's really hard because different horses like different things, and you know, I don't expect this to work for every horse, but at least you get some sort of insight as to what works for a horse that's really, really hard to get on the bit. And I've taught my mare Charlie to be in self-carriage. She's very, very obedient and very sensitive, which really helps. And as soon as I get on her, I just pick the contact up, nice and soft, and she goes on the bit. Eventually, with time and patience, your horse will do the same if you keep it up. Just be persistent. So yeah, here's an example on a horse who knows how to go on the bit. Even though this is only her 4th ride back from about a year off, because she had some treatment done on something, and now she's coming back into work very nicely. Now, we did have another rider riding her and she was trying to kill them, but I decided to reback her and start from the beginning pretty much. Although of course she hasn't forgotten how to go on the bit, and yeah, she's pretty much the same as when I had to start riding because I broke my arm and she had her treatment and then I had surgery, so yeah. So this is just her warming up, and you can see I don't have to do anything except for give when she's doing really well. You know, my leg doesn't do anything, it's still, she's ridden virtually 100% off my seat, which is the way I like my horses to be ridden. Good girl. She's just dipping behind the vertical because, as I said, she's just coming back into work. I think this is actually a 3rd ride in. So she's a bit green again. She does nice transitions all the time. And this is her first canter transition. She's fully voice trained, so I didn't have to use my legs or anything. Unlike on Mikey. What a good girl. She gets a nice big pat. So here we are, back trotting again, and we did a canter on the left rein, so we have to do one on the right rein. That was another great canter. What a good girl. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it gave you some insight as to how to get your horse on the bit. Please like it and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!